Sibur is the biggest vertically integrated petrochemicals company in Russia. Committed to ongoing and sustainable growth, Sibur also focuses on reducing its environmental footprint and ensuring the safety of employees, contractors, visitors, and local population. Developed in compliance with international standards, the IMS policy outlines principles governing Sibur's activities. The IMS seeks to prevent accidents and minimize energy consumption while ensuring high-quality output compliant with the applicable laws and protecting the environment and human life and safety. Sibur's key safety requirements apply to all sites. Employees and contractors working at the company's premises must strictly adhere to them. Appearing on the company's premises in a state of alcoholic, narcotic, or other intoxication is strictly prohibited. Smoking in the company's premises outside the places specially designated for this purpose or using open fire without special permission is prohibited. Disabling or damaging the integrity of interlocks, the emergency shutdown system and safety devices and operating equipment without the relevant written permission is prohibited. Carrying out highly hazardous works without a work permit is prohibited. Working at height without the use of collective protective equipment approved by the company and personal fall protection equipment is prohibited. Concealing information on major, significant, and high potential incidents is forbidden. Violators are subject to disciplinary action, with the company's employees risking dismissal, and contractors liable to measures ranging from penalties to contract termination. People and vehicles must have a pass and may only enter at special checkpoints. It is prohibited to use a mobile phone in hazardous areas marked with appropriate signs. When on site, please strictly follow the safety color code, sign, and marking system. Pedestrians are only allowed on sidewalks and footpaths or, in the absence thereof, on shoulders to the left side of the road against the traffic. Vehicle traffic is allowed within the speed limits on road signs. Do not exceed the 5 km/h speed limit when close to the outdoor facilities. Visitors are allowed to move around the site only when accompanied by an authorized company representative. Bringing laptops, cameras, and video cameras to the site must be approved with the security in advance. Photo and video shooting on the site must be approved with the site administration. At any facility, the risk of exposure to production factors cannot be eliminated. These factors may be common for all production sites, for example noise, exposure to high and low temperatures, presence of pressure equipment, shock hazard, slippery surfaces or falling objects, or site-specific. Therefore, the employees and visitors to a production site are provided with special clothing and personal protective equipment based on the facility type. These include safety footwear, workwear, hard hats, earmuffs, earplugs, respiratory protective equipment or RPE, protective gloves, eye protection. Personal protective equipment is mandatory when entering the area marked with the appropriate sign. It is mandatory to wear special clothing and personal protective equipment when on site, except for the administrative area and areas marked green on the site map in safety instructions and having special signs. Sibur's production sites are potentially explosive and fire and chemically hazardous. For safety reasons, leak-proof and reliable equipment is employed for production. One failing to comply with health and safety requirements may be exposed to hazardous and harmful workplace factors, causing severe or life-threatening health consequences. Liquid and gaseous hydrocarbons and liquefied petroleum gases are highly flammable, explosive, and fire hazardous. Liquefied gases can cause frostbite on contact with skin. Acids and alkalis are aggressive caustic liquids causing chemical burns. Chlorine is a toxic gas of yellowish-green color with a choking smell. Ammonia is a colorless, highly irritating gas with a pungent, suffocating odor. Methanol, or methyl alcohol, is highly toxic. Its odor, color, and taste are identical to those of ethanol. Methanol is extremely dangerous when ingested. As little as 10 milliliters of methanol can cause poisoning and permanent blindness, and a larger quantity may have a lethal effect. When moving around the site, it is mandatory to use the routes marked on the site map and safety instructions, and avoid the processing units in operation. Moving around the pipelines is only allowed using specially equipped walkways. Passing through pipelines must be held only by custom-built connecting bridge. It is prohibited to enter the hoist device area of operation. To avoid falling, please hold on to railing and do not use the mobile phone while using a stairway. When moving around the site, it is strictly prohibited to go behind fences, enter areas marked with appropriate signs. Approach and touch the moving parts of the machinery and equipment. Workwear getting stuck in the moving parts of the machinery may have tragic consequences. Therefore, make sure that all the buttons and zippers are fastened and hooked, and all the elements of clothing are tightly adjoined. Always keep at hand the safety checklist containing the site map, emergency phone numbers, assembly points, and other useful information you may need in case of emergency. In the event of sustaining any injuries, even minor ones, or the need to assist others, immediately inform the accompanying person or the immediate supervisor. Use first aid kits and seek medical assistance at the first aid post or the nearest medical institution. Emergency phone numbers and medical station location are specified in safety checklist. In the event of an emergency alarm, visitors must take instructions from and follow the accompanying person, leaving the area immediately and proceeding to the designated assembly point. Employees who are not engaged in the emergency response activities must head to the assembly point. Vehicle operator must switch off the engine. Leave the key into ignition switch. Get off the vehicle along with the passengers and walk towards the assembly point. In case of fire or fire alarm, leave the building using escape routes specified in the fire escape plans and head to the designated assembly point. Lifts must not be used for evacuation. Fire extinguishers are located at specially designated and marked points. How to use the fire extinguisher: break the seal, pull the pin, aim at the fire, and squeeze the handle. You can anonymously report any violations of occupational and industrial health and safety regulations or any other potentially hazardous situations by calling the hotline at +7 800 7707 112, toll-free, including from mobile phones, or sending a toll-free text message to the short number 5312, or emailing to hse@cbor.ru. Please be reminded that only strict compliance with the rules that you have been presented with can guarantee your safety at the production site. To check your understanding of what you have learned from this video briefing, please answer the following questions.